what's up, everybody? Dr. Giggles is in the house. So yeah, we people asked me yesterday why wasn't there a Grove show yesterday. I tried posting everywhere I could. I had tickets to go see Avengers, and don't worry, if Avengers pops up, we won't spoil anything for anybody that hasn't seen it. I'm not that kind of guy. But yeah, so basically, we're just going to do the show. There's some great things to watch that's coming. There are some, there's quite a few things. It's like 4 pages of notes and stuff and whatever we talk about. Plus, I wanted to bring up upcoming events because tomorrow is going to be a crazy day at the park. If you plan on going, I was going to go, but I am not going just because of the day. And what's going on tomorrow? Not doing it. Not going to do it. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, so like I said, yeah, I heard about that rumor that came up last night. And what Lindsay Yale Entertainment, what Lindsay's talking about was when I did a Planet Coaster stream last night when I came back from Avengers. And there was some, Cody came in and Marcus was in there and Isabel was in there. And, but what we did was, Cody brought up about that. There's a rumor, you know what I'm saying? And about, Herschend, is actually in talks supposedly to buy 3 Six Flags parks. I really don't think so. And I didn't put that in the news, but since that came up, let's talk about that. I didn't dive deep into it. I figure it's fake, and I'm going to tell you why. I don't know how many know about the deal. And I mean, unless the deal has changed since the last time I heard about it, some, a few years ago or whatever. But the story goes that obviously that's the first Six Flags park, and then that one and over Georgia are what do you call it? Like the 2 original, and over Texas is technically not totally owned by Six Flags or something. I don't know how true that story is. I never dug deep into it because I felt like it wasn't true. But people were like, no, it's true. But you know how the internet is. You can't believe everything you read and hear and all that. So I don't buy into that. Hey, what's up, Isabel? So what I feel about it, I don't see Six Flags selling over Texas. I just don't see it. I mean, I could see him selling like Great Escape and Lerone and maybe St. Louis. Missouri is like a weird place. Because isn't that where, excuse me, Worlds of Fun is? We're going to be talking about the fight. I got video footage to show. I wasn't there, but I got footage of the fight. But still, I honestly think the Herschend rumor is cock-a-doodle-doo, and I really don't think it's true. I just don't. I don't. Because Six Flags is in this expanding thing. Unless Six Flags really realize that they run over their head, I don't see them selling any of the parks. Unless they're like the lower end ones, which I could see the lower end ones, like I said, Great Escape, Lerone, St. Louis. I could see those going away. I could, but that's just me. I don't know what you guys think, but that's just me. And then Elizabeth says, can't wait, going to see the movie tomorrow in 3D. That's what I saw it. I saw it in 3D. This is the only thing I'm going to say about Avengers, and it's absolutely no spoil, no plot, no nothing. This is the only thing I'm going to say, and then, down the road, once everybody gets to, everybody that's watching sees it, we could talk about it. I just don't want to ruin anything, because nobody ruined it for me. I didn't want to ruin it for anybody, but what I want to say was, the first hour and a half was and then the rest of it was, but besides that, overall, it's a great movie. And I love when the Coast of Nerds, the nerds that love the comics and all that. This was definitely like a fan movie, and all the cheering, and hooting and hollering, and everything. I was dying laughing. I was cracking up laughing. My brother said he had a nerdgasm and everything, and it was cool. I enjoyed it, so I hope you enjoy it, and anybody else that hasn't seen it yet, I hope you enjoy it. So I hope you guys have fun watching the movie and all that. And then Excel says, Busch Gardens, Tampa getting RMC. Gwazi, yep. We've talked about that in the past. Next year, that bad boy is going to open. I wrote it when it was Gwazi back in 2012, right before they shut that puppy down. I got to experience. It was a little bit of a painful ride back then. And it's crazy. I've seen photos like people have posted online about Gwazi, like how much they ripped it down and gonna rebuild like all new stuff. I find it crazy. You know. So yeah, you know what I'm saying. It's crazy, and I'm excited. I can't wait for whatever they decide to call Gwazi when it opens. I can't wait. I honestly can't wait. You know, I know a lot of people. There's a lot of purists out there that don't want to see wooden coasters go bye-bye. It's what I'm going to say about tomorrow for Six Flags, it is not going to be dead tomorrow. It's that cheerleader Thrill Jam is tomorrow. So, yeah, good luck with that. Every time Thrill Jam comes into the park, it is crazy, it is packed, and you don't want, you know, it's going to be full of annoying kids. Well, when I say kids, I really mean annoying little girls that are in the cheerleading competition. And then their parents think that they're entitled because they're in a competition that they can just, like, cut the line of everything. And then they'll push out of their way to, you know, get their family. They feel they don't have to wait. Thrill Jam is a cheerleading competition. And the competition usually takes place down in the picnic grove somewhere. Probably in that open field area. You know, like near like where the zombie haunt entrance would be. That's, you know, over by that back left pavilion. That's where what do you call it? It's probably in that grass, in that area there. In between all that. That's probably where it is. I've never gone down there for when it happened. I just usually go and ride. But every time I've gone, and I've accidentally gone so many times and regretted it. Because I looked, I went to go get preferred parking, and I couldn't. And then I was just like, So yeah, it's just not for me. I don't want to deal with the crazy mass amounts of people that come for that. You're gonna have all the people in the competition plus whoever else decides to go that day, and then once they're done with their competition, the park floods with people, and it's just crazy. Some people leave. Some people stay. You know, but like clockwork. Once the teams, you know, go through it, whether they're in, they're out. You know, whenever they're doing the competition, and then it becomes hell, and it's not fun. So I've learned to stay away now. I mean, I was gonna go today. I even got preferred parking, but then when I came back from Avengers last night, I saw the Facebook post that AJ put up, and then I forwarded that on Twitter, and then I got an email this morning saying, "Oh, we canceled your parking because of." They weren't open in the park. I'm like, oh, come on. I'm like, I wanted, this week was such a bad week. Like, the punches started rolling on Sunday, and they just kept going all week. And then today, the only thing that I can talk about in the bad week, because the other stuff, it's too personal, and I don't want to talk about it. Not now, maybe down the road. But, so I go to work. I leave my house about 8 o'clock this morning, and I'm heading to work. And I get I'm sure you kids know about the automated messages you get from schools. So I don't know if anybody's seen it in the news. Burrillville, Rhode Island, right? The middle school and the high school go down on lockdown today till about almost 10:30. So what had happened was they found a 45 caliber bullet, one that wasn't used. The bus driver found it in the bus. So what they did was the police went to the middle school and the high school, and they took all those kids out of the class, and they basically interrogated them, took their backpacks, went through it. But while in lockdown, Devin told me they had to sit like in a corner on the floor and all that. But guess what? The punches didn't roll there. Both of my kids got taken out and interrogated by the cops because it was their bus. So, but they didn't get in any trouble. Actually, Jeremy had like Jeremy's my youngest. He's 14. He basically had like he went into panic mode thinking he was in trouble. So they call, he's got IEP and all that. So they what do you call it? The school psychologist counselor thing went in the room with him, with the police. And then I had to laugh. So when Jeremy comes home today from school, and because the school called to let me know that the police talked to my son. They can't fingerprint him. They can't do anything because they're kids. They need permission. But the principal called just to let me know that what had happened with Jeremy, and he was really nervous. And the policeman was really good with Jeremy. Walked him back to class, said, "Hey, don't worry about it." Reassured him he wasn't in any trouble. And the school let him go to the office to chill out. And the cops like, "Come on, just breathe, chill out. You're okay. You're not in any trouble." But Jeremy thought like he was in trouble because he had to go in a room with a cop, and he thinks he's going to jail. But he didn't do anything wrong. And so Jeremy told me, I said, "What did the cops say to you that got you, all set up?" Well, he started calming down, and then he was like, "Look," Jeremy goes, the policeman asked him to empty his pockets. So Jeremy still had, when he had just come off the bus, so everything that was in his pocket with the cop was still in his pocket. So I'm like, "Well, what did you have in your pockets?" He literally, it would be, I don't know how many pens I got here, but I'm going to try to imitate this because this is hilarious. I think I can do it. I think I got enough pens. I might not. I don't know. Just pretend there was probably more than this. So he pulls them out of his pocket and he goes, "I had all these pencils." He had $50 in his pocket that he had gotten, from Easter. And then he had the house keys and he had 2 cell phones. I didn't know about the second cell phone. I found out about the other cell phone today. I only know the one that I paid for and bought him. I didn't know about a second cell phone. So, kids. I found out where the other phone came from. But that's for another story, another day. But yeah, I'm telling you, this week has just been a crap fest. Well, you and Charles know what's going on. You and Charles both know the other things that I wouldn't talk about. So, and it's got to do with that person. I know it's cryptic and it's just a really private issue that I only told a few close people that needed to know, that I felt should know. And, but yeah. So that's that. So, it was a crazy week. It was just like, I know I should be talking about coasters, but I feel like you guys are like, I feel like you guys are like family to me. You know what I mean? So I can talk about it. It was just a crazy week. I didn't get a tornado warning out in Rhode Island. I didn't get a tornado warning. I mean, it was thundering and lightning and crazy. I thought my power was going to go out, flickered a little bit, but yeah, no. But like I said, it was just like one hit after another, like all week. And I told, me and my dad own an automated lighting control company. And I said to him, he knows what was going on. He almost killed somebody. And, so it was, I said, "Look," I said, I need a me day. I need to go away. I'm losing it. Like, I felt like my mind was like melting and falling, like it felt like my life was falling apart for a week, like really bad. And then I get the email, and then I'm like, oh my God, I can't go to Six Flags. So I went to work, and then I left at like noon, and then I just came home and vegged out and played. I played Planet Coaster, not online. I played, and I'm probably not gonna play. Maybe I might play like later, because like when I get done with the show, I didn't eat dinner. I'm gonna be a fat ass, and I'm gonna go to McDonald's. There's one that's open 24 hours down the road, so I'm gonna get the kids, and we're gonna go get McDonald's late at night. And that was my crappy week, but there was something good that did happen out of this crappy week. You know, like I told you, moving and stuff. What we might do is there's an opportunity that came up that's going to be awesome. So I got to go fly a drone over an area tomorrow to go check some stuff out to see if it can be done, and to see if it's worth going that avenue. So we'll see. We will see. We will see. But anyway, so let's get into all the good stuff that you guys came here for. I know you didn't come here to have a Dr. Phil moment. I know that. I thank you guys for listening. I appreciate it. Usually people are like, oh, shut the hell up, you know. This isn't the Dr. Phil hour, but I'm glad that, you know, people understand, you know, with IEPs and stuff like that. I'm glad people understand. And it's crazy, you know, because like Jerry was, they almost diagnosed him with Asperger's, you know, form of autism, but that wasn't total enough. So I can understand like his meltdowns and his stuff like that and going on. And, yeah, I totally get it. Hey, you know, I truly, you know, I try not to bore people with my personal life, but, you know, people that need to know the real deals going on. And I've got a really awesome group of what I call my support group, my family, like Charles and Lindsay and Danielle and Jimmy and everybody, and Jessica, and, you know, Dave and Jody and everybody. So, yeah, I really do have a lot of awesome friends. Even John Cafaro that comes in here, you know, we talk a lot. He's good. Everybody knows that Marcus, you know, he's a really good dude. So everybody's been helping me get through this crazy week that was really, like, horrible. So anyway, I would give you a partially eaten bag of chips, but that's 5 hours for you. So yeah, well, I mean, I got a peanut butter chocolate Twinkie. I ate one before the show went on. So yeah. No, that's just how you react to the thunderstorm. There is nothing wrong with how you react. Back when I had my other house, I had like a farmer's porch. Every single time that it rained and thundered, no matter the time of day or night or anything, I would go outside and just sit on the porch and just let it roll. Didn't matter if it was 2, 3, 4, 5 in the morning, midnight, 8 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Didn't matter. You know what it is? As crazy as it is, you know, the thunder and lightning, thunderstorms are violent with that lightning when it strikes. You know, if you get hit by it, you could die. You could live. You know, it kills. You know, destroys trees, poles, whatever. And it's actually really soothing and relaxing for me. I know it sounds crazy, but everybody has like a different reaction to a thunderstorm. I remember one time. This has to do with a park. This is years ago, like early 2000s. I was at Six Flags New England, and I remember there was a downpour. Like crazy downpouring and lightning. This was before they, I don't know how many of you remember on Main Street. Well, not Main Street, but you're at the gazebo. You take a left like you're going to Wicked Cyclone or Crack Axle Canyon. This is going the days before you had the popcorn, soda, Coke thing in the middle. And this is before they put the benches around the trees. There was just trees. There was no benches. There was no stands. It was like a tree here, a tree here, a tree here. And I don't know if it's still, I got to look. I don't remember. But there was the metal like sewer grate. I don't know if it was the circle one or the square one that was, you know, open. I don't remember. I just remember I was at Riverboat Cafe, and then lightning just bam, just smacked the metal thing. You know, so, but it's awesome. I love thunder. Oh, matter of fact, at CoasterCon last year at King's Dominion, it was either before or after the no, it was the day before. It was the day before the election speeches when I was doing it, when I was running for president. But we got caught in this crazy downpour, rain, thunder, lightning. The park was lighting up. It was crazy and it was awesome. There's always thunder and lightning at lake compounds, and it is awesome. Yeah, it is. I totally enjoy thunder and lightning at lake compounds. One of my favorite rides. All right, so let's get into some stuff, because I wanted to go over, like, towards the end, like, the upcoming events at Six Flags New England. I know we don't cover them that much. We don't talk about them that much. And I feel this year I'm not gonna just do Six Flags New England. I'm going to do all the New England parks this year. I want to make sure that we cover all the New England parks, make sure that people from the outside looking in, if they enjoy it and want to see it, the people that are here, in the New England region that may want to, like, check out a different park, by all means, Lake Compounds, Quasi, Canopy, Funtown, Splashtown, Palace Playland, Santa's Village, Storyland, and whatever, Edaville, anything that we can, I want to talk about. But tonight, the stuff that I want to talk about is Universal Orlando has some, in City Walk, in Islands of Adventure, there's some stuff I want to talk about. Also, Universal Orlando, the park's raising prices on the QT, quiet. We're going to talk about Edaville. I want to talk about autism at the parks because Edaville and Six Flags Great Adventure have events for that coming on. Worlds of Fun about the fight, Walt Disney World Animal Kingdom with the River of Light show, SeaWorld Orlando about an expansion and the rumors, and Canada's Wonderland Yukon Strike is open, but that's not exactly what I want to talk about. When I get to it, I want to talk about the new loose article bins that move, and it's pretty crazy. I didn't see any video, but I got a picture to show you that. So, and then once we get through all that, then we will talk about the events. It's going to be a fun night. We're going to have fun. So, and one other thing I wanted to let everybody know. I know Charles messaged me. I put the link up the other day about the Grove show after hours. That's the running title right now. Basically, after every show, I'm going to write down all the questions, comments that I didn't talk about during the show, and if that becomes a hot topic, I'm going to recap it on there. I want. Sometimes people start chatting and I don't see the question or the comment, and I want to make sure that everything gets answered. I don't want anybody to think that I'm ignoring them. I don't want people to think like I'm being, like, biased towards anything. So I just want to make sure that, everything's transparent. Everything, it's going to evolve, change, different. I might start using, like, the green screen and put different photos behind it, just to kind of change the look. This is what you see right now is the Grove show, right? And I do a lot of the videos talking about whatever it is we're talking about and the same thing. So I want to start changing things up so it doesn't always look like the Grove show. I don't want to do that. The Grove show looks like the Grove show and everything else looks different. That's what I'm trying to go for anyway. So we're going to start with Universal Orlando because there's quite a few interesting tidbits that I found curious, and I would definitely like to know everybody's, like, thoughts on what I'm about to tell you, because the first thing is crazy, and I don't know how Universal got away with it, because this is insane. You know what I should do? I should dig up, after you hear this, find things that are like this, and make a video based on things like this. And what do I think about Six Flags Laurent? I've never been. Not yet. I will eventually, but I haven't been up that way yet. So I don't have an opinion just yet. So, I don't know how many of you know about the troublesome chocolate factory there. The toothsome, troublesome. It looks like a Willy Wonka chocolate factory. It has that steampunk feel. And so this is the weirdest thing. So, it was like about 2 or 3 years ago that a guy sued Universal because the guy said that Universal stole his idea and cut him out. They just cut the middleman out, and they went and they opened it and blah blah blah. Well, the case is over. Universal won, and the guy lost basically on technicalities. Stupid technicalities, because it basically proves that Universal stole the guy's idea. The only reason why the guy lost was he did not make Universal sign a non-disclosure agreement, and the guy did not, keep track of all the emails, the conversations and everything. He didn't keep a log about this, that, and the other. And so the guy totally screwed himself. And to add more insult to injury, this guy now has to pay all the court costs for Universal. So he lost. He got the bone. He can't collect any dough on this chocolate factory that they basically proved that Universal stole. And now he gets stabbed some more and got to pay the court costs. That is so rotten. Like that. I don't get it. I don't know what you guys think about it, but if there's proof, there's evidence that they stole it. There was even evidence that Universal was going to call it something Chocolate Factory and then changed it because of this. Imagine that. Like, that's crazy. Crazy. Like, I don't get it. Like, if there's evidence, but because there was no non-disclosure agreement, free reign. So I could have an idea, spout it on here, you guys take it and do something with it, and I can't sue you, I guess. I guess that's how that works. That's insane. Insane. I don't get it, but that's what went on with that. So, I guess the moral of the story is, if you go into a park with an idea and you're trying to make money off that idea, you make them sign a non-disclosure agreement, and then you keep track of everything. Because guess what happens? That just blows my mind. I mean, I tell Six Flags New England all kinds of great ideas, and I don't get paid. Maybe I should. Maybe I should start getting paid. Who knows? Yeah, like we were talking about last week, Tony. Yeah. I just can't get over it. Anyway, so the next tidbit of news comes on the front of Islands of Adventure with the Hagrid's Crazy Adventure motorbike coaster. They what they did was they showed off and announced like different creatures that are going to be with that ride. I don't know any of them because I don't watch the movies. If you're a Harry Potter fan, then you'll understand what I'm going to talk about, because I have no clue, because I watched I think the first two movies. And after that, I don't know. I don't know what any of this stuff is. And if any of this stuff was in the first two movies, then I didn't pay attention because I just wasn't feeling the whole Harry Potter thing. And yes, the guy should have kept his idea a lot more secretive. Really should have, and didn't. So anyway, so they basically announced one creature per day. So they've announced Fluffy, the three-headed dog. They showed a what do you call it? Video of the dogs barking. Based on the video that they showed, it sounded like a cheap what do you call it? Spirit Halloween dog barking sound. Didn't really sound that good to me. I mean, unless my ears are messed up and I'm going deaf or crazy or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, needless to say, it was weird. Definitely weird. All right, so they got the Fluffy the three-headed dog, Cornish pixies, a Senator. What is it? The ball-ended scroot. I have no idea what the hell that is. I saw the pictures and it looks like a dog that was like burnt by lava or something. And then they have the devil's snare. I guess those are like pixie bushes or something. You know, the prickle bushes or something like that. So if you're into Harry Potter and you want to see this stuff come to life, throughout the ride and stuff like that when it opens up in June, then you'll be excited. I just want to ride it, and that's about it. I don't care. I'm not really into, like I said, I'm not a Harry Potter fan. I know, shoot me. But yeah, the thing is, if it's a good ride, I will give it credit. That's like, I love the Hogwarts Castle. Not a fan of Gringotts Bank. So hopefully this is a lot better than the two. But the Hogwarts Castle I really enjoyed. I thought it was, I've said it a million times, but the perfect mix of screen the ride, animatronics, static props, scenery, the way the ride moved, the way the ride was, the story of it, the queue lines, everything was perfect, top notch. More rides should come out like that. Gringotts Bank, a cave, and screens. Woohoo! Now the final tidbit of Universal Orlando news, and then we can move on. Universal, they quietly raised prices the other day. I think at the beginning of the week or last week or whatever. Any case, so this is now how much it's going to cost you to get into the park. So an adult ticket for one day, one park, anytime ticket is now $135. They have a one-day, one-park regular ticket for $125. 2-day, one-park ticket, $225. 3-day, one-park ticket, $245. 4-day is $255. 5-day is $265. Now, if you want the 2-park ticket, the park pass, a 2-day is $285. A 3-day is $305. A 4-day is $320, and a 5-day is $335. So for 3 days, you can go to both parks for $335. Now, for those that haven't been and need to know this, you cannot go to, you can't ride the Harry Potter train if you don't have a park-to-park ticket. That ride is off limits to you. So, which is okay. I rode it. It's decent. I don't care if I never ride it again, but I rode it. All right, so now we're going to move on to Edaville and Six Flags Great Adventure. So, Edaville, this Saturday and Sunday, if you're thinking about going, they're having Sensory Weekend at the park. Park hours are 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. So the first 150 guests, ages 1 to 12, through the gate each day will receive a special gift. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, you can tell this week is beating me up. It says, everyone is welcome. Join us for a weekend full of fun. Engage in sensory-friendly activities hosted by sponsors while learning more about sensory-friendly awareness, education, and safety. But it says sensory-friendly accommodations include, there's a quiet car equipped with soft toys, books, mega blocks, puzzles, velvet walls, and a weighted blanket. They have fenced-in grassy areas located at the gazebo and Pine Grove for running around to get the wiggles out. Fidget toys available at guest services. Quiet room in Thomas Land stocked with several Yogi-Bo products to provide exceptional sensory input, help with focus and attention, and to provide calming uniform pressure. And then a sensory-friendly bathroom located in a soft play building in Thomas Land with manual paper towel dispensers, manual flush toilets, and a higher weight limit changing table. It says we'll also have coloring books to share with the first 150 children in the park on each day. Please note that some vendors will be at the event only one day. So keep that in mind as well. Now, moving on to Six Flags Great Adventure. You gotta wait just a smidgy more to get to theirs, but it's basically kids on autism spectrum will be able to go on roller coasters and carousels during the Six Flags Great Adventure New Jersey Autism Day on May 8th, when the park will be only open to kids on the spectrum, and flashing lights, loud music, and long lines will be eliminated. This is the second year that Six Flags is hosting the event. In partnership with organizations such as Long Island's Gersh Academy for students on the autism spectrum, from 10:30 a.m. to 6 p.m., there will be designated decompression areas, a rating system for rides, and a rating system for rides. So that's good. The new thing about the other thing that has nothing to do with that, and I'm just going to say this and I'll get back to that topic in a second, but Wonder Woman is finally opening on May 23rd. And that's basically like a Harley Quinn down at Six Flags Great Adventure. Now, to go quickly back. Oh, and there was more, too, that just got bumped into it. Remember how I was saying I missed it? I said a rating system for rides based on sensory and thrill levels and trained staff available park-wide to assist with children. The tickets are $39.99 per person. Parking is $9.38 when purchased in advance. So that's that. So I want to say about this, the sensory stuff, the autism stuff. I've said this a bunch of times on this show. I know a lot of kids that need to have this kind of option. And I'm glad that parks are finally getting on board, because if you think about it, theme parks are a sensory overload. It drives kids nuts, I guess, sometimes. I mean, it's not their fault, but it's there. It happens. It's just part of what they're going through. So I applaud any park that does something like this. I think it's awesome, and I hope more do it. So that's the end of my thing, and I truly am very thankful for that. Now, for the few of you that are watching, this is some good like TV right now. This is gonna be good. So, unless you're living in a box, everybody heard about Worlds of Fun. There was a fight involving 300 people that broke out, mostly involving teens. It happened around 9 p.m. right outside of Camp Snoopy. So, we do have a video to show. Well, yeah, it's one way to mend SeaWorlds, but think about this. Edaville Railroad in Massachusetts is doing this. Six Flags Great Adventure is doing stuff like this. It's starting to spread. Remember we talked about Kennywood doing this? The SeaWorld parks are doing it. It's just something to get everybody on board. I think anybody that has any kind of any autism spectrum should have, their safe places away from the crazy, like I said, the sounds, the lights, the loud noises. Every park should have a place for these kids to go and just kind of chill. I've seen it. Like I said before, one of my good friends has a child with, that is on the autism spectrum, and I've seen that kid do amazing things, and then just like a flip of a switch, boom, done. Oh yeah, Morgan's Wonderland in San Antonio. But I'm glad that more parks are like stepping to the plate. I don't care who did it first and who did it last. As long as you do it, that's good. So anyway, so Worlds of Fun. Let's get into the meaty thing here. It's only like a 20-second video. Where is it? Here we go. All right, so you can see the riffraff fighting and going crazy. Yeah. This is why we can't have nice things. And if I'm correct, Worlds of Fun's in Missouri, right? Yeah. So there must be something in the drinking water. I think there's something in the water out in Missouri, because stuff goes down at Six Flags all the time. Stuff is always going down at Worlds of Fun. I mean, I know like St. Louis and stuff like that, Kansas City. I don't. Yes. Yeah, okay. I'm not. All right, I'm not an idiot. I thought I was. I had to double check to make sure I wasn't a total idiot. But anyway, so, you know, there's a lot of people talking about like who should be accountable for all of this. And honestly, and I saw an article, and I've talked about the same kind of thing here. I talk about it all the time. When a season's pass is cheap enough, and you utilize the whatever park you're at as a babysitting service, this is the type of thing that happens. And I think that it's time that somebody said to impose, age limits of like who can be alone, with a certain age, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, impose, like numbers of people that can be alone. They do it at malls. I've seen it, like in the Warwick Mall here in Rhode Island. No more than I think it's 4 to a group walking. Period. Like, doesn't matter the age. I mean, unless you're like a family, a mother and a father and the kids. But like if it's like teenagers and kids roaming alone, no more than 4 to a group. They got signs all over the malls. The malls are doing this because they don't want gang activity. They don't want riffraff doing their thing. That's probably why malls are dying. Kids are like, oh, we can't come here with like 10 of our friends. We're not allowed. But I agree with it. I kind of think there should be more of that. To be honest, I don't know about you guys, but I like Canopy Lake does it good. Like, no season pass. I mean, I like having a season pass. I'd hate to have to buy a ticket. I'd go a lot less. But yeah, I think the whole babysitting thing needs to stop. And I think when the kids do something, the parent should be totally 100% liable for anything that happens. If you, as a parent, drop your kid off because you don't want to pay for daycare, I think you should be on the hook for that. Let's be honest. Plus, the parents aren't raising their kids right. Parents ain't around, and the kids are causing hell. And then then the parents get to go, hey, it's at your park, you deal with it. I don't think that's the way it should be. I don't think so. I think that's wrong, but then again, that's me. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. I'm always against the kids hanging out when they shouldn't be, and doing stupid things. If my kids got in a fight and did stupid stuff like that, not only after they got their butt kicked in a fight, I would kick their butt. I always try to raise my kids the best way that I can. And if they're going to do that, parents need to take responsibility for the kids. I get it. Child care is expensive, and I get it. But if you're going to send your kid, if you're going to make Six Flags or a Cedar Fair or any park with a season pass, you're going to make that park your babysitting service, then you need to teach your children to have manners and respect and not try to be like being gangbangers and think they're cool because, oh, mommy and daddy ain't here. I'm going to show off. I'm going to punk this dude off. Oops, I got in a fight. Now my teeth are on the floor, and now I'm banned because I read an article yesterday that there was quite a few, I want to say like 10 or 13 teens they're banned from that park. They can never go back. They got the lifetime ban. So there you go. Now the parents are going to be pissed because they spent all that money on the pass, and then they caused the fight. But the park's saying that it wasn't 300 people in the fight. A lot of that was bystanders. You know what I'm saying? Like, so there was a lot of bystanders and there was a lot of people fighting, but it wasn't 300 fighting. But it probably wasn't even three. That doesn't look like 300 people, like in that group. I mean, it looks like a lot, maybe 100 or less, but I don't think 300. Maybe my math is bad and I just don't know how to count. But I didn't sit there and pause and start going 1, 2, 3, and so on. I didn't do that. I mean, we could. Hang on, let's see something. Just for a joke. Let me do something first. Let me do this. Hello. I don't know if you can hear me. Pause it? How do I pause it? I don't know how to pause it. Hang on. I'm trying to get to the spot. All right. How do I pause this stupid thing? I don't know how this thing works. Pause it? I don't know how to pause it. Yep, that's me messing up. Hitting buttons I shouldn't. I think I counted like 30 people there. I don't know. So, you know, I think parents need to start taking more responsibility for their kids. I mean, when they're 18 and they want to be stupid and go do that, they can go sit and rot in a jail cell. But I say under 18, 17, 16, and younger, I think the parent should be responsible. Or if the parents don't want to be responsible, then charge them like an adult when they go to court. You know, they can't. The thing I look at is, if you leave your kid, say your kid's 12 or 13, right? You leave that kid roam around the park, and he can go buy food. He knows how to use his season pass. He can buy things. He can get in lines. He can walk. He can wipe his own butt. He can feed himself. You know right from wrong, right? You're self-sustainable. You can take care of yourself. I think then you should be able to get charged an adult. They don't want to charge, a 12 or 13. Oh, it's a kid. He don't know right from wrong. I find that excuse a bunch of bull, to be honest. If a 13-year-old commits a murder, shoots somebody up, bang, 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 think it's Call of Duty or Grand Theft Auto, kill somebody, charge them like an adult. Screw it. So I think all these kids not only should get banned, I think they should be arrested. Throw the book at them. Make an example out of them. Because you know what happens is the people are too lenient on kids and everything. They need the belts and the switches and all that need to come out and start slapping butts. Because then that's how you're going to get. You got to strike the fear into them. You got to make sure that they have respect and manners, and then they'll, there you go. All right. So, next topic of today. Walt Disney World Animal Kingdom River of Light. The show is getting a new revamp show for 2019 and will feature Disney characters in this revamp. Excuse me. The show opens Memorial Day weekend, and the reason why they're putting in Disney characters is because the people just don't want to, watch something that's original without Disney characters. They got to keep putting Disney everything and everything. It's that IP conversation that we've all had a million times. Every time something comes up about that, this is another one of them things. Everybody wants it to be familiar. If it's not that, they don't want to deal with it, which is stupid. Honestly, they should be rolling the dice, and people need to stop being so uptight and dumb and roll the dice. Take a chance. You may like something. Before you saw Dumbo or Mickey Mouse, you didn't know what the hell it was. You took a chance and you watched it. Nobody really knew who the Guardians of the Galaxy was. And people would say, hey, it's a Marvel movie. Let's check it out. Well, it's not Mickey Mouse or whatever it is, but it's a Disney thing. Let's check it out. Like in today's world, the original kind of rides like the Haunted Mansion, Big Thunder Railroad, Splash Mountain, and stuff like that, you would never get them right. Space Mountain, you probably would never get those made today because it's not themed to something, that people know. It's not a superhero. It's not a Pixar cartoon. It's not Mickey Mouse. It's not whatever Disney's known for. But because these rides were put in back in the day, everybody knows them. They became beloved classics. Think about if somebody said, today we're making a Haunted Mansion. Exactly the way it is. Do you guys really think that? I'd like to know if you Space Mountain, what do you call it? Haunted Mansion, Splash Mountain, Big Thunder Railroad. Do you think exactly Mickey who? Do any of you think if they were going in 2019, we're opening these rides? Do you think they'd be successful or do you think they'd be a flop? That's a good question. That's a really good question. I honestly think like Space Mountain and Big Thunder Railroad, and I think those would be. I think Space Mountain, Big Thunder Railroad would definitely be flops. Haunted Mansion might be all right. Splash Mountain would be iffy. I mean, most people don't realize what movie Splash Mountain came from. And I think if a lot of people knew where that movie came, where that theme came from, people would lose their minds. People would flip out. They would flip out, and I think if people knew, they would call for a complete retheme of Splash Mountain. Because for those that do not know, I'm going to school you a little bit. Everybody just knows Splash Mountain is, the Brer Rabbit Pat. Yeah. And all you're seeing is like the animals, the Briar Patch, the rabbits, the bears, all the animals, and they're singing the big hit song Zippity Doo-Dah. But just like Lindsay said, based off the Song of the South. Song of the South, which has been confirmed to not go on Disney Plus streaming service because of that movie. That movie is during a civil war, and the slaves were happy to serve their master. The typical racial thing that's going on. There's so much like backlash and taboo to that movie that is now not going to hit the Disney stream service. So if you don't have a copy of that and you can't get it, you're going to be out of luck when it comes to trying to find that. I, on the other hand, have a copy of it on a hard drive, so I can watch Song of the South anytime I want. It's VHS quality, but it's the only way that we're going to see it. I also have a movie called Hamburger, the Motion Picture, too. That's, if you want to see a raunchy 80s comedy or 90s, go check that out. And if you want to watch a raunchy 80s comedy, watch Hamburger, the Motion Picture. It is so bad. It's so good. I love when they're in it. It looks like McDonald's, and then a little kid steals the cookies, and then all the people behind the counter turn at the kid and go, "Put those cookies back, mother." And so yeah. But yeah, so a lot of people, I think if they found out it was from Song of the South, and the people didn't know what Song of the South was, found out what Song of the South was, they would be pitchfork and torches outside of Splash Mountain going, retheme this, we're boycotting Disney, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, they're removing it's about the, like the Jim Crow scenes and all that stuff. They're getting rid of, just leave it alone. It was made forever ago. Look, I get it. Nobody should be racist and all that. I get that. I'm not even trying to be political, but I'm just saying there are certain things that you should be politically correct and not politically correct or whatever. Maybe they shouldn't have made these scenes or these movies back in the day, but they did. Now, why are you going to take away the original scenes because all of a sudden now in 2019 that's too risque? Now, if people in today's world can't overlook the fact that that movie was made in a definitely different time, not saying that it's right, not saying that it's wrong, but it's a piece of art. The movie's been out. Millions and millions and millions, probably billions of people have seen this. Who cares now? The people that are going to complain are just looking for their 5 seconds of fame. That's all it is. Now, in the new Dumbo, the live action one, they didn't put that scene in the movie. I haven't seen the new Dumbo. I heard it was pretty good, though. I'll wait for it to go on the service, and then I'll get it, because I know I'm going to get it, because I want the Star Wars stuff and all the movies. There was a whole huge list that came out of everything that's coming out. I was like, damn, all the Simpsons episodes are going to be on there. They went through all the movies, all the Star Wars movies. Long list of stuff. But yeah, they don't need to go. I heard there's other scenes from other things that they're going to start ripping out of other movies. It's a good thing that I got the DVDs on a lot of these things, because they're going to rip out things from I know it probably means nothing to all you social justice warriors out there going, oh, we got to do it right. You know, like, just because you don't like it don't mean you got to ruin it for me. I like it the original. Leave it alone. You don't want to, if it offends you, it bothers you, change the channel. Don't watch the movie. Jump in a lake. I don't know what to tell you, because if there's things in the world that I don't like, there's a lot of things that I don't like, but I don't go and ruin that. I don't ruin things about parks and whatever somebody believes in or doesn't believe in. I just go, oh, I don't like that, so I go look at something else. That's all there is to it. Why am I gonna go ruin something for somebody else? And yeah, the rock and roller coaster thing, I heard about that, and I heard it's gonna go down, and then they're gonna, retheme it. I heard there's a rumor for a Monsters Inc. reskin for rock and roller coaster. That'd be weird. I don't know how you would. I mean, unless they're gonna make it look like you're riding a door. I guess they could do that. I don't know. Oh, they better not put a Jonas Bro. Oh my God, I would never ride it again. I would just skip the Jonas Brothers. I don't want to listen to that. To each their own. If you like the Jonas Brothers, you listen to the Jonas Brothers. I don't want to listen to the Jonas Brothers. And if they put the Jonas Brothers on there, I would definitely skip the ride. I would definitely not ride that thing. Just because of the music. I couldn't. Like, I would probably, I would put cement in my ears so I couldn't listen to it. I'm eating my chocolate Twinkie. But yeah. I mean, let's be honest here for a second about Aerosmith. Aerosmith is a phenomenal band. I seen them live in the early 2000s. I love them. They are a classic rock band now. Pretty much irrelevant. I love them. I'm not saying they're crap. But, yeah. So, I could see. I mean, most young kids, my kids know who Aerosmith is because I jam to them in the car time to time. My kids know. Most kids don't know. You know what I'm saying? Most kids don't know what the hell Aerosmith is. And probably the kids that do know probably are like, ooh, I don't want to listen to this old crap. Because that's what my kids say to me. They go, ew. I don't want to listen to that. Except Jeremy and I, we formed a bond musically because he likes Insane Clown Posse like I do, and Tech Nine and all these other people. So, matter of fact, next weekend, Insane Clown Posse comes to. There you go, Dr. Giggles. Disney would never do that, but that would be awesome. A Dr. Giggles themed. I'd make it like we're riding in hearses or an ambulance, like the old school ambulances that look like station wagons, like that. Going through an asylum. Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah, most kids, my kids know who framed Roger Rabbit is. Most kids don't know who that is. But, anyway, so I was saying, next Sunday, they roll into Providence. Me, Jessica, and Jeremy are going. I bought VIP tickets, so we're going to do a meet and greet so he can meet both guys. Plus, they're giving away a CD they haven't released yet called Forgotten Fresh and 6. You get a flag of the new Joker's card, the clown guy. And at the end of the show, during the last song, you get to go on stage with them and fling soda bottles at everybody. So we're going to do that. We're going to start chucking soda bottles on people. And you know, especially Lindsay and Charles know about my thing from the weekend. And you know who is supposed to be there. And if you know who is there, I could hit you know who with soda bottles upside the head. And that'd be funny. And I can't get in trouble for it. There's nothing anybody can do about it. It's an idea. It's an idea. It would be funny nonetheless. Just saying. I think it would. What was the last thing I had? Oh, yeah. SeaWorld Orlando. Is there anything else on here? Oh, no. The Canada's Wonderland. All right. So SeaWorld Orlando. There's a rumor going around about an expansion in the works for a dark ride coming to the expansion for Sesame Street. You know where the expanded meet and greet is? Hey, what's up, John? So, it would be somewhat kind of similar to, what is it, that park in Spain? I forgot the name of it. That got the, and I know Lindsay Allen Entertainment knows the park, because I think he said it before. But that park out in Spain that got the Sesame Street thingy. Just had some fatty on a forklift yell at me for no reason. That's kind of funny. Are you sure it wasn't you, Marcus? You weren't on there yelling at yourself, maybe? But yeah, so, so there's a rumor of a Sesame Street dark ride going into SeaWorld Orlando. There's also one going for Sesame Street Park now, down in Pennsylvania. That would be amazing. That's like 3.5, 4 hours away from me. Not tonight, but has been on my mind recently. And I love those rumbles. I was chilling, man. I loved that. It was very relaxing with the thunder and lightning. It was awesome. But yeah. So I've seen, I don't know how many of you have seen the POV videos of the Sesame Street ride that's at Port Aventura. Excellent. You know, I'm like a 5-year-old and I enjoy, like I grew up on Sesame Street. I'm sure a lot of us have. Maybe some of you haven't. I love Sesame Street. And to be able to have a dark ride dedicated to that and having an element, I mean, they're not going to exactly do the same thing, but in a similar scope of that, basically. You know, I think at Sesame Place, I think you hit the nail on the head of what they need. I mean, look, a dark ride they don't have. They could benefit from another coaster, and a junior invert would be perfect for that park. And then another water ride. I mean, they got a lot of water rides, but I would hope that they wouldn't go with another slide right away. Maybe, what's that water ride? It's like the teacups in the water. We talked about it last week. Something like that would be good. The other ones too, you know, the ones on a boat that go around. Dollywood got rid of theirs. Storyland has one. Legoland has them. I forget what the hell they call those stupid rides, but you know what I'm talking about. You know, something like that I think would be great if you had a theme at Sesame Street. I mean, when I walked through and I seen the water park that they had, you know, it's a cute little water park for the kids. They got a lot of great stuff for the thing. Then they have the counts, water play structure area down a little bit. I think it's great. Yeah, I think it's great, and I hope, you know, you hit the nail on the head. Those are definitely needs they need. Like, I hope the next new ride that they put in is a dark ride, and then I hope that they can get another coaster in there. But I honestly think if they're gonna get one, I don't know how much land they have. I don't think they have a ton. Oh wow, the last water ride was installed a decade ago, and that was Count Splash Castle. Wow, that thing looks new. They must have repainted it or something. It looked new. It's just weird because like you have the water park area, like over there, and then you have Sesame Street, the main area of Sesame Street, and then you walk around the corner, and then you're going in the back of the park over there, and then there's more water rides, and then they got the Count Castle, and it's a weird setup that they got at this place. It's a really tiny park. It's fun. I love it. I didn't do any water rides when we were there, but the parade was cool. The meet and greets were cool. I rode the pirate ship in the circle ride. The last opening day ride is Snuffy's Slides. Huh. But in any case, they're gonna. I don't know how much room they got. I don't think they got a lot of room. But they could remove Grover's coaster and then put the invert over there, like to add something new. Or they'd have to maybe rip something out or maneuver something to put in a kiddie invert. To me, I mean, I'm sure they got a little bit more land. It just didn't kind of jive over there. Like when I was looking around, like, oh, where can they add? I'm sure they might have some space, but I didn't really notice anything. And also with SeaWorld Orlando, not only does it look like they're going to get the, at some point, it's probably going to be around 2021 for the dock ride, but also the what do you call it? The Wild Arctic ride there. That's been on the chopping block for God knows how long, a very long time, let's just say. So there's this rumor going around that they're going to get a flying theater inside that building, and get rid of that ride. I mean, that ride's been the original ride. I remember going on that thing back in the 90s. Oh, wow. So the side where the count is the original area, and it replaced an older similar thing from 1985 before they built everything on the left. Huh. Interesting. Definitely interesting. Well, that's I'm getting schooled on Sesame. See, I went there when I was a little kid. I don't remember what year it is, and I'll have to see if I can find the pictures of Sesame Place when I was a kid. I know my parents have pictures. I seen them. I remember looking at them. I remember the ball pit and all that stuff. I remember that. I don't remember what year that was, though, because my brother was born, so it was at least 1981. But it was definitely after that. I just don't know how old he was. I don't know how old I was. I kind of remember going there, but I don't. When I was a kid, I kind of remember, but I don't remember. I know I'm not making any sense whatsoever. I gotta charge my phone. It's almost gonna die. Okay. All right. But yeah, so that's the tid little bits of SeaWorld Orlando. All right, so the last thing of news that I got is Canada's Wonderland, Yukon Striker, dive coaster. Everybody knows how I feel about dive coasters. I like them, but I'm not like a huge fanboy of them. I mean, I watched the POV. Looks great for a dive coaster. It's just the one trick pony, hold you. I mean, I do like it diving into the water. Cool. It is what it is. No hate from me. We're okay. But the thing that I wanted to, and let me bring this up so you guys can see the thing that I really enjoyed. All right, so we have this. I don't know if you see this, and I hope more parks do this. If you notice on your screen, these are the loose article bins that are at Yukon Striker. Now take a good look. It's sitting on a track. So from what I hear, I haven't seen any video of it. Didn't really go searching for it. I was just kind of like in shock and awe with seeing this. So it's supposed to go around the track, come out on the other side. So when you come back in, the stuff's waiting for you over there. Everybody that went to Media Day and everybody that's ridden it said it was awesome. They all said that they enjoyed it, they liked it, and they wish more parks would do it. So let's see. There is a ravine that Vapor Trail uses. Then the preferred lot is on the other side of that. Could build a garage where the main lot is. It looks cool, but seems slow to me. The problem is that the neighborhood is no longer the center of the park if they build over that. Yeah, they got some bins, man. They got but crazy bins on a track that move over to the other side. I've personally never seen a system like that before. I mean, the only other thing you could do is if you didn't have it suspended overhead, because I've seen like different angles that it goes up over the trains and goes around. What if they could design the station in such a way? I don't know how it works, but what if you could make it circular, like around? You know, like I don't know how it works. I'm just saying. You know, you pull in, you get it, you get out, you get your stuff, the train goes. You know, I think it would be different. I think it would be cool. I don't know. I don't know what you guys think, but I like where it's going. I like the idea. I hope that more and more parks jump on this bandwagon and do it. I think it's great. I don't know what you guys think. I don't know if anybody's seen anything about it. A dive coaster at Alton. Are you talking about the Eurofighter that's themed to Saw? If that's what you're talking about, I think that's. I don't know if Alton Towers has a dive coaster. Let me check. Let's take a peek. Let's see. Let's see what they have for where's the rides? Thrill rides. They got Wicker Man. Oh wait, no, they got a dive coaster. Oblivion? Is that what that is? I believe this is Oblivion. Yeah, that's Oblivion. I think. Yeah, Oblivion is what they got. Hey, Alton Towers is over across the pond. I wouldn't know that. I wouldn't know these things. I don't pay attention, really, what's going on over there just because... When am I ever going to go there? If done right, it can be nice. If at parks with high theft, it will be problems. Yeah, it's tough. It's gonna be tough, and I get that, you know, with doing the thing with the drop, you know, with the bins. But I'm just hoping that, you know, I mean, a lot of us wanna carry our stuff. I don't want to sit in a line without my phone. I mean, look at what they're doing with Twisted Timbers out at King's Dominion. There is now a metal detector right there on the platform before you go on the ride. It's like literally before you go on the ride. And then they give you something so that they know, stamp your hand or something so that they know that you gotta put your stuff in that pouch because somebody else got smacked with the phone again from being on Twisted Timbers. It's crazy. Yeah, and Marcus says, in time you will go. These kind of sound like Yoda a little bit, but probably not. I think after what happened over the weekend, I think I'm scot-free from ever having to go over that side of the pond. Who knows? Maybe in time I will go. Wonder Woman coaster has the cages, and the attendant takes it right before you board the seat. As long as there's a way just so I can keep the stuff. I don't care if I got to take my stuff out of my pocket. I just don't want to pay for a locker, and I want it with me into, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to put it in a locker, and if I have to put it, like, you know, in a bin or whatever, like, before I get on a ride, I have no problem with that. I just don't want to sit in the line, twiddling my thumbs and having to talk to people. I mean, who wants to talk to anybody anymore? I would rather talk to the person in Facebook group that's standing right next to me in Facebook group than actually talk to some. Well, we all know that's a lie. We all know that's a lie. So, yeah, Universal still does the 2-hour free thing with lockers. I don't mind that, but as long as I can, like, get right on the ride, I don't care. If I got to wait, like, 90 minutes with that, you know, I don't want to wait for the ride. I mean, that's usually why I get the skip the line passes when I'm doing, you know, the parks. But when I do go to Florida this year, where I gotta talk to Jessica and the kids to see what they want to do, because what we're gonna do is one day in the trip. Well, maybe it's only free for 40 minutes. I don't know. Maybe it depends on how busy it is. Maybe for the locker free thing, but what we might do is just go to Halloween Horror Nights and get the VIP tour thing, so we could skip all the haunt, you know, skip the line, all the haunts, get some rides in, and whatever, and then maybe like do the water park during the day or something. I don't know. Is it still thundering out? No. It might be an airplane. I don't know. But regardless, I mean, every time I've gone, knock on wood, like when I was going to go ride like Hulk, usually we did that in the morning, and we didn't have to wait 40 minutes to get on the ride, maybe 20 minutes to get on the Hulk. You know, same with all the other rides, because it was like boom, 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 boom. We went down the road, we skipped, you know, it wasn't that busy yet, so we hit like all the major stuff without having waiting in a long line. You know, so that was good. And then we also had skipped the line, so we just like bloop, in and out, bloop, in and out. So we weren't waiting for nothing. I like not waiting for nothing. But the problem is, if you do a 2-park, 2-day ticket, it's like $900. So imagine that, and that's 2 people. 2 people, 2-day, 2-park. When I went 2 years ago, it was 2017, right? In December when I did that for the cruise, and then we stopped at Universal, it was almost $900. And that had the express pass as well. So I can tell you right now that I am not doing a 2-day, 2-park, skip the line pass for me, 3 kids, and Jessica. I can tell you that right now. That is not going to happen. I would need to mortgage one of the children. Hulk's a great ride. I love Hulk. I don't know about anybody else, but I think Hulk is a phenomenal ride. I mean, I think really what does it for me, because after it does the launch, it's a basic B&M for the most part, but that launch and that roar coming out, roar, you know, coming out of the launch, out of the thing, it's cool. I dig it. I don't know about anybody else, but I dig it. Hulk's awesome. I like Rip Ride Rocket, except for when it squishes my chicken McNuggets. It's, you know, after you come down and you come up, right before you go, you know, like, you hop up, you get that airtime before, like, coming down and going into that building, turning around, coming out, I guess it's into the Mummy or whatever building. Hopping up on that always squishes my balls every time. Like clockwork. I'm always like, oh, every time I ride, and I know where it is, and I'm always preparing for it, and it still does it. I need to put like foam or something, some pillows around my safety net there, and because it hurts. I don't know if anybody else gets that. It's like, yeah, whoop, and then you end up sitting on your stuff. It sucks. It really does. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to break this down real quick for you. I want to go over the events, tell you what I think about it, which ones maybe you should go to, which ones maybe to avoid. Because, and I know some of you read the article, and that's cool too. Oh yeah, I didn't finish my story about the Gross Show After Hours. I posted it. Well, I thought I posted, like it uploaded, and it didn't, and it failed. So at 10 o'clock tonight, it's going to get redone. It's already got a link on Facebook, that it's going to schedule that. So if you wanted to catch that, and then I'll start working on the next one. I may recover some of the questions. I probably would have forgot that I answered them anyway. All right. Now, this isn't the entire list for the whole year of events, but there's different things that I wanted to cover. So we all know tomorrow's Thrill Jam. If you don't have to go to the park tomorrow, do not go to the park tomorrow. I am not going to the park tomorrow. If you do not have to go, do not go. I mean, unless you just don't care and you want to go, by all means, have fun. Who am I to tell you not to go? But Thrill Jam is that annual cheerleader competition that they have at Six Flags, and it gets really busy. So if you don't want to deal with people, don't go that day. Maybe go Sunday. If you don't care, by all means, have at it. I'm just warning you because every year that I've gone to it and ended up going with her, it was just a nightmare. One time I totally forgot and went, crap, and bad day. May 17th is grad night, so there's a link down below for about, signing up for about high school graduations. Then they got the Memorial Day celebration, May 27th. It's the official kickoff to summer to honor those that served in the military, as well as beginning of summer, head to Six Flags. And, there's no details about an official event, but usually they do some special stuff, whether it's parties or something going on. If you want to be a hero and donate blood, go June 9th. They're doing the American Cross Blood Drive. If you do it, you're going to get a free ticket, save some lives. But the kicker is the event is located across the street at the Human Resource Building. That's at 1756 Main Street in Agawam, Massachusetts. So that's where that's at. Hey, what's up, Jason Paradise? All right, so now here's these last two events up at Six Flags New England. They are some two of my favorite events that if you can get to it, I say do it. So Coca-Cola July 4th Fest, July 3rd through July 6th. They have ERT, they have parties, they got fireworks every single night. So 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. So you're going to get 4 nights, right? 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. Okay, my math's bad. So you're going to get 4 nights of fireworks every night as long as the weather is good. They've got special events, ERT, all kinds of crazy stuff. And if you go to SFNEOnline.org and you see this article that I wrote there, you can click the link and it gives you all the details. And to get an ERT, all you need is a can of Coke. But what's better than that? A can of Coke. A can of Coke. Can of Coke. You know what? Even if I wore a cup on Rip Ride Rocket, it still wouldn't help. I'd need soft pillows under my chicken McNuggets. So when I hop up on that airtime hill there, I can land softly. It's like my chicken McNuggets need a parachute so they don't come down as hard as the rest of me. Just, it hurts every time. You know what, Marcus? Take your fireworks and shoot them in your butthole. Mister, I live in Texas. I'm a cool dude. I wish I'd lived anywhere but here. Trust me when I tell you. I would love to live in Texas and Florida or somewhere that's not here. I hate here. Here sucks. I mean, I love some of the parks around here, but here sucks. It does. It really does. I'm not a fan of New England. Too expensive, too fast. I like the slow, mellow, 30 minutes to get a cheeseburger at Burger King down south slow. I like that. Anyway, so the last event that I'm going to talk about is this. I fell in love with it last year. I went for the first time. It was awesome. So, Food and Brew Festival presented by United Bank. July 19th through July 29th. So, it's 10, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. 10, 11 days. 11 days, whatever. Of food. Like different food. It's not food that you can buy in the park all the time. And then it says over 50 diverse different brews. I tried a few last year. I even had that beer ice cream. I'm not really a beer drinker, so you can get them little, like, one coupon little shots of beer, and that was good enough. I'm not really a drinker. I was probably a raging alcoholic probably in my younger days, and, blackout drunk, so I don't really drink. It takes a lot of me not to, like, keep drinking. I think that's why, like, I went by myself to Food and Brew, because I didn't have a ride, so I couldn't get wasted. Like, I'm like, I have to get home. That's an hour and 10-minute ride home. I can't drive drunk, so I can only take a few sips, go ride some rides, sweat it out a little bit, and then I can go home. But they had beer ice cream. They had, like, Blue Moon. They had, I think, a Guinness, and they had something else. And I had the Blue Moon one, and it was delicious. If you watch that video I did, it's on the channel. If you watch the video on here somewhere, because I changed the playlist around. But it was delicious. Yeah, I would agree with you, Lindsay, about the fireworks and all that stuff. I would totally agree. Totally agree, man. Everything's bigger in Texas, so they're going to do all the different stuff. I'm going to click the link. I don't think they have a menu yet. I know, like, last year they had some stuff. But just so anybody knows where Food and Brew is located in the park. It's in what we know as Gotham City. You will probably see the imposter that pretends to be Jen McGrath. But there's different food, and the food items range from 2, 3, and 4 credits. And then there's brews that can be 1 credit for a sample pour, or 3 to 4 credits for a full pour of the beer. They have hard drinks. I know last year they had like a hard lemonade thing that was really delicious. And I'm going to go again this year. But the good thing is I won't have... I may do the... Well, I don't know, because here's something scary, guys. Here's something really scary. So the other day, I think it was Monday night, Devin comes downstairs and goes, "Hey, Dad, can I go to driver's ed?" He's old enough. He can go. So I signed him up for Memorial Day weekend, so he has to go Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then he goes the following Saturday, Sunday. And then he'll be able to get his driver permit. Then I'm going to send him to AAA so he can then he can wreck their car instead of my car. And then he'll get his license. And we'll work on getting him a piece of crap car to learn how to appreciate and take care of. And it's making me feel old. Hey, what's up, Brenda? It's okay. You know what? You're here, and that's all that matters. Doesn't matter when you show up as long as you're here. There's no love lost. We still love you, even though that you showed up late. I mean, look at John Cafaro. He's my homie, and he shows up like with like 2 minutes left. Hey, I'm here. I mean, I know he's a busy guy. I'm just busting chops. But, hey, as long as anybody takes 2 seconds to be like, hey, what up? And that means a lot to me. So no need to apologize. Even though I like to bust chops, so don't worry about it. You're all good. But yeah, so Food and Brew, we're going to do it again this year. We'll see what they got. There was quite a bit of different foods that I enjoyed at Food and Brew. Brenda, have you ever been to Food and Brew at Six Flags? If you have not, you need to go to Food and Brew. Same thing with you, John. Same thing with you, Marcus. Same thing with you, Lindsay. Same with everybody that if you can get... I'm surprised that Six Flags corporate hasn't said, every park is doing a Food and Brew. I am surprised because I know that Great Adventure is going to do a food truck and brew festivals pretty much. But that's how Food and Brew started. The first year that they first they started testing it out with the food trucks and had some beer stuff. Then they progressed into what it is now, and it's really popular. You got Six Flags New England travel money? What the hell is that? What's my thoughts on Kentucky Flyer? Here's the thoughts. I am going to give you my thoughts about Kentucky Flyer, and I don't really have a bad opinion about it. I didn't go to Media Day. I watched the POV. Yeah, Jason, I don't know if you've been up to Quasi or however the hell you pronounce it up in Connecticut. If you haven't been, to Quasi to ride Wooden Warrior, it is. I remember when it opened, and I went to the first Wooden Warrior day. I walked up. I didn't watch any videos, and I walked up and I went, "Oh man, this thing's gonna suck. It's so little. It's a baby coaster." Was I wrong? I was wrong. And I was willing to admit that I was wrong. You know, I was honestly wrong. I am not gonna. I was wrong. I was blown away. And then I rode Rorosaurus up at Storyland up in New Hampshire. I think. Oh, and I also rode Oscar's Wacky Taxi. I did that. So I haven't gotten ridden. You know, I haven't had a chance. Obviously, it just opened Kentucky Flyer, but they pack a punch. These little coasters. Like, looks are totally deceiving. It's crazy. Like, I watched. Oh yeah, Frantic. I rode. That's the woo woo that goes upside down. That thing's crazy. I rode that. I don't ride that no more. But no, the what do you call it? These little coasters, you would never think it, but they can pack a punch. Oh, that's cool. Cool. John. But yeah, they have GCI has done a great thing with when they sit there and they design these little tiny wooden coasters and what they do with them. They don't have a long track length. They're not very tall, but they're amazing. You know, it's funny. Even if Six Flags New England was to put one in, I wouldn't even be hating. I'd be like, woohoo! You know, like, I'd be loving it, but that's me. You know? Oh, Gravity Group. There's too many with the G's in it. You know, that's the funny thing. I am not too savvy on all, and it should be a shame on me. I'm not too savvy with all the wooden coaster manufacturers. And I think it's because there hasn't been, like, a lot of wood coasters coming out. Like, a lot. Oh, there's the text, John. But yeah, so it's weird. It's like I can start rambling off steel coaster manufacturers all day long and what coasters they make, what kind, the different designs, the different styles. Show me a wooden thing, and I'm like, I don't know. Mystic Timbers, that's a GCI. Okay, so I am a very bad roller coaster enthusiast host of a show that doesn't really know jack crap about wood coaster manufacturers. I love wood coasters. I just don't know jack, you know what about them. What is SeaWorld Texas getting? Hey, Mr. Marcus Bean. Marcus Bean. That's Marcus Bean lives like, I don't know how far, like 20, 30, and I don't know how long. He lives near SeaWorld in Texas. He lives over there. So he might know more about this. Marcus, can you hear me out there in TV land? Out at the airport. Breaker, 10-4, come in. Come in, Marcus, come in. You need to tell us about SeaWorld Texas. Come on. Wave your orange thing, lights, and be like, hey, SeaWorld, come this way. You know, go that way. I don't know. That's what you need to do, Marcus. Come on. Spread the gospel. Spread the gospel of SeaWorld in Texas. Spread the gospel. Yes, do it. Oh, he's talking about a leak. I hope you don't have to take one, but the Abyss. I haven't seen nothing. Usually Marcus gives me all the goods on the Texas thing. He's my Texas guy. He gives me all the goods about Texas. Yeah, PTC just makes trains. And it's funny, it's do you notice that a lot of people there's a lot of people that got rid of the PTC trains. I mean, there's still coasters out there that still have PTC trains, but there's a lot of parks that are dumping the PTC trains, and if they can, they'll go get something else, something that's lighter and works. I don't know. I mean, look at was it Wildcat Lake Compounds? They got rid of the PTC trains. I mean, it depends on the train, though, and the coaster, and how good it is. You know, I mean, when you look at Mr. Rebbe there, one, he's a funny dude. Two, he takes pride and great care into his coaster trains. I actually want to see somebody get that new PTC train. I keep seeing it at IAPA when I go. I wonder if I know I got a picture of it. Oh, I got to take that picture down. That one's got to go. Oh wait, can I edit it? I'll edit it later. Oh yeah, look at that. Fixed. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. All right, I got to look up the, bear with me just for a second. I do want to show everybody this picture. Because I have not, and maybe you guys can correct me. I could be wrong. And if I am wrong, you can correct me. But I have not yet seen this train. Excuse me. Or heard about a park getting this train. It came out like a couple years ago. Where are you? I know I'm getting close to it. Yep, this is when they showed off time travelers, trains. Okay, here it is. I got to download this real quick. Take 2 seconds. And then we will put it... Hopefully it takes it. Hang on, give me 2 seconds here. Where are you? Where is it? Okay, here we go. This train right here. I don't know how many of you have seen this train. That was at the IAPA booth, but this is the new train that they got, and I believe this is the one that they can put can go upside down now. I believe this train was made so they can do inversions. But yeah, that's this is like a new train, came out a couple years ago. And but yeah. But that's that train that was on the IAPA show floor. That was 2017. But yeah, so that train, I have not seen a park though have that train yet. I haven't seen it. It doesn't mean that it hasn't happened. I just haven't seen or heard a park grab one yet. I kind of want to see like how they feel, how are they? Like I don't know, because that'd totally be like cool and interesting to see. You know, I would love. Oh yeah, because that's when SNS also debuted the what do they call that coaster? Had the horse and it goes around single rail like you're riding a horse, but it's the coaster, whatever they call that. Oh yeah, that's when they announced, they showed the Oscar. I'm looking at my photo album on Facebook of IAPA. The little orbits, little mini donuts. I would love to eat those. See, I gotta stop looking at this stuff. What was this? Oh, is that Twisted Timbers trains? I think. Is that what that is? Oh no, Twisted Cyclone trains. That's what. Is that what that is? Yeah, Twisted Cyclone. Wow, there's a lot of cool things that I've. that I'm looking at. I'm kind of like in awe of looking at. Really, that's how far away that was? Long ago? Oh my God. Steeplechase, see? See? Steeplechase, but yeah. Yeah. So yeah, it like nobody has bought one though, which is funny. Nobody has bought the new version of a steeplechase. I'm hoping that somebody throws down and gets a new. I would love to ride a new steeplechase. I mean, maybe overseas somebody did, but not here. I haven't seen anybody buy one here. Like, I think it would be beautiful. And what's this about? Did I hear about Planet Zoo, Mr. Lindsay? What is Planet Zoo? Do I get to create a zoo? Is that out yet, or is it coming soon? Oh, Q4 in 2019. Planet Zoo. I'll have to check that out later. I'm looking at it real quick. I mean, I'll probably buy it. You know what would be cool? If you could intertwine Planet Coaster and Planet Zoo, kind of like, you know how Roller Coaster Tycoon 3, you could do zoo animals and water parks and that's what Planet Coaster needs to do, man. They need to add like water slides and other kind of cool stuff. I wonder if this means this is going to be coming down to the end of DLC packs and stuff for Planet Coaster as they work on Planet Zoo. I love Planet Coaster. I'm probably going to play it like late tonight after this show, after I go get me some McDonald's and fatten it up. It's kind of like a depressed eating this week. Actually, I didn't really eat that much this week. I couldn't. Like, Monday I wanted to throw up. Tuesday I kind of felt a little better. Oh, I had a chicken parm sandwich that was delicious. But that was like all I ate on Tuesday. And then Wednesday, Jessica saved me with lunch. And we had dinner at night. I forgot what the hell we ate. Oh, burgers. And then Thursday, she saved me with lunch. Wait, Thursday was yesterday, right? Oh, I had a McChicken sandwich last night. That's it. Oh, and about a quarter of that giant-ass bucket of popcorn from watching Avengers. Thanks for stopping by. Hopefully you join us next Thursday. And if you go to the park, have fun. Did I mention? You know what, Marcus? You and your water park season down here. It's like I'm jealous of you and Jason and Paradise because you guys live in a warm climate. I really need to move down there. Like, you know what? I would be willing to give up my company, move to Florida, and get like a halfway decent job. I don't even care if I live in an apartment. I just need like a 4-bedroom apartment. If that even exists. Where I can afford a 4-bedroom apartment, I could go to the parks and just live an okay life. Or even buy, like, I'm okay with that. I can give up this life that I live. I just want to go, like, live down in Florida where it's warm all the time, or something like that. I need a cheap standard of living, and where I can afford to do things. That's what I need to do. I need to get away from here. I pray to God tomorrow when Powerball numbers are drawn that I win the Powerball so I can go away. I don't want to be here anymore. I know I sound stupid. It just this week really like did me in. Some that know what was really going on. I know. Put the salt in the wound, Ma. I still love you, man. You're still my homie. But you're really rubbing that salt, the wound, the salt in the wound. And you're like, hey, it's summertime all the time. I'm going in the water park. I would love to be running around in warm and water park. I would love it. I would love it. Now, Jason, let me ask you something, if you're still here. Let me ask you this. You talk the McRib, but have you ever had the hot wiener? And it's not a sexual thing. I know it sounds it, but it's a legit thing. It is a hot dog, a different kind of hot dog with meat sauce, celery salt, mustard, and if you like onions. It's smaller than a regular hot dog, but it's delicious. It's like a Rhode Island, Massachusetts thing. It's weird, but you know, you got to go down to Oneyville Weenies, down in Oneyville, Providence. You know, and yeah, it's the way it rolls. Your visitation down here will be the end of your suffering. Yeah, Jason, this is something. I know. I always like, you know, some from people that don't live around here, that don't know about it, and you tell them about these delicious foods, such as a hot wiener, and what do you call it? Oh, and the other thing is too, coffee milk. It is, you know, like I have chocolate, you know, like Hershey's chocolate syrup or whatever. Chocolate syrup, you put in your milk at home, a glass of milk. They have coffee. It tastes like coffee. That's, oh yeah, I'm downloading this picture. I haven't seen them do this thing in like forever. It must have like a hit by the health people. And I think you might know what I'm talking about. This may gross some people out, actually, what I'm about to show people. And I think John knows exactly what I'm talking about. Because as a kid, it used to skeeve me out. Like, watch where the hot dogs are. Now, if you look, those are the hot dogs. But look where they're sitting. They're sitting on top of the guy's sweaty arm. I can remember back in the day, you'd have this big, tall, fat, sloppy dude sweating in the kitchen all day, all night. And he's just slapping all these hot dogs up his arm. And then he wraps them up and gives them to you. But that, my friends, is a hot wiener. I've lived in New England most of my life, and I've never had one. Oh, yeah, awful at Newport Creamery. Yep. And then, yeah, you get that extra sweaty fat guy flavor on your hot dog bun. I kind of want to go down to Oneyville right now, man. I wonder if I should leave the kids. No, I can't leave the kids. If I go, they got to come with me. Just because you guys that know, you know. I don't, just in case scary dude comes up here. I don't want to leave them home alone. Oh, man. You know what? Tomorrow I'm going to get wieners. That's it. I'm going to get hot wieners tomorrow. Yeah, I know. They're open at like, what, 2, 3 in the morning? But John, you know what I told you about the other night. I don't want to leave the kids home alone because Psycho might come around. Oh, wait. And my kids don't really like them, I don't think. I don't think my kids like hot wieners. They're not really Rhode Island people, I think. Even, what is it, Guy Fieri's been there. Yeah, what's the time? I'm looking for the times it's open till. What's their hours and locations? Today's Friday. 3 a.m. you can get hot wieners. 3 a.m. Oh. I so want some hot wieners. Right? Why is this every time I have this damn show and we talk about hot wieners that I want to go get them? I think I might get them. Make the kids go. I want to go to the Chicago hot dog stand with a staff curd. I heard about that joint. I heard about that place. I just want to like go try like different food places. Like what is that? PVD donuts I've tried. That's just too much. You know, like I try to like go to like different places, whether it's like a donut or a different kind of food. I went to what was it in Maurice Pier with the hot dog place where they served it in a dog bowl. I went there. Like I love the food, man. I mean, like Jason at Paradise here, he's got it like made being in Florida. There's a lot of awesome food places. I mean, the only cool food things we got is hot wieners and coffee milk. That's really like the best thing we got, I think. Besides the seafood, but I'm not a seafood guy. And Texas has got some banging food too. Oh man. Yeah, I heard about the 44 Firehouse hot dogs. I heard about that. I did. I heard it was really good, actually. I doubt at Chicago Midway Airport they had a pretty good hot dog. You gotta get away from weird places like you gotta go in the heart and soul of the city, and you gotta get the nitty gritty and eat the good stuff. That's where you gotta go. You gotta get away from. Like, you want the good stuff, you got to go to mom and pop places, not something that's most likely in an airport or a chain of any type. You want the mom and pop, greasy, up the arm flavor kind of thing. That's what you need. The only problem is going to Oneyville, Providence. I can still do it, though. Haven Brothers. Hey, I haven't been there in a while. Haven Brothers, that's good, too. The trailer truck thing with the food kitchen. Oh, man. Jessica actually worked there for like a month or two. When I first met her, she was working there for a little bit. I think as a waitress or something. She was working at Haven Brothers, man. I remember that. She was working there part-time. At night. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. I do got to get food. I'm probably just going to get McDonald's and get hot wieners tomorrow. And then, but we'll be back Thursday, same bat time, same bat channel. Have no idea what we're going to talk about. Not a clue. Maybe I can get hot wieners before I come home from work and then just let them sit, and then I'll eat them during the show and show off the hot wieners. I don't know. But we'll talk about parks and other things. So always remember, guys, before we leave and before you leave, I want to thank each and every one of you for being my support system, especially this week. That was a total crap fest. I also want to make sure that I don't want me just being the blabbity blab blab blab. I'm going to start doing some tests and working on bringing people in, like on Skype. So that way, if anybody wants to join in and get in on this, I'm stupid when it comes to technology. Just bear with me as I try to figure it out. And I will, once I figure it out and I test it, we can start bringing in multiple people into this and having way more fun shows. I mean, don't get me wrong. We have a great time. I love this, but I want to bring more people into this. You know what I'm saying? Like, just call people in on Skype and get them in and just chat. You know what I mean? It could be like a topic, and then you could see 2, 3, 5, I don't know how many of us go back and forth and have fun. It don't matter. But, yeah, we'll be back Thursday, and I'll figure out what we'll talk about, and then whatever you guys bring into the show. So thank you again for watching. I appreciate it. Anytime you see this, if you could do me a favor and click the share button or retweet it or wherever the hell you see this, just help us out as we're growing and trying to get more people involved in this. But I will see you guys next Thursday. Have a great weekend, everybody. I love every one of you, and keep on coasting, y'all. Peace!